Hey guys, BJTHEBRAVE here, and I am bringing you another deck guide. And today I'm pretty excited about this one. This one, I didn't know what to call it. I was going to call it Ghost Ships. In the end, I was going to call it Relentless Horde. In the end, I've called it Relentless March because of the Warlord card and its ability is actually called that. So yeah, this one's a little bit different. Don't think there's too many people playing a Necron build like this. So what I want to do is kind of like jump into the deck guide and then share some games with you that I played when I was in, I don't know if I'm still there, but I was in the top 10 at the time. Played these old players on ladder. We got a few games against Ghazghkull to show you, and I think this deck is pretty good. So let's take a look. Okay, so first of all, we got Nemesor Zandrek. Now, as we know, sort of Imatech and Haarken are really good warlords, and no one's really playing Nemesor. And the thing about Nemesor is he is possibly the best Necron lord for tempo. Okay, so what you want to be thinking about is, well, why would I play this guy over the others? Well, if you're going to run some kind of like tempo deck. And the other thing is, like, the kind of theme that we're going for here, the Relentless Horde, the way we sort of win the game is by creating essentially overwhelming the enemy board with Necrons, often Necron warriors, and then buffing them up with the Triarch Stalker so that each warrior is doing 5 range damage. So he is particularly powerful. Not looking to use his ability too often in the early game, but actually rather in the late game. But we've always got that option, so we can always put a body down with him. So let's dive in and have a look at the deck. So what we're trying to do is essentially compete with the early game, play a nice kind of tempo curve. Essentially, we're playing a lot of the good Necron units. We'll come on to that in a second, until we get to our late game, where we can kind of combine with the Hexmat Destroyer and our abilities to kind of clear the board. But what we want to look to do is get the Ghost Arks down. So yes, this deck does run the Ghost Arks. Now the Ghost Ark, every single turn, it gives us a talent, which is essentially a 1-cost reanimate. So we can keep on bringing our big units back with this, which is fantastic. Also, every time we play any kind of talent, any kind of stratagem, because of the artifice ability, it will deploy a Necron warrior. So you can imagine just playing this, for example, and the Warlord talent, that puts 2 Necron warriors down on the board instantly. The Ghost Ark is a flying unit, so it's difficult to kill because it's also got 8 health. If it does get killed, we can always bring it back with things like the Reconstitution Protocol. And then the idea is that we can kind of like flood the board out and then play the Triarch Stalker to basically just buff everything. Everything's range attack by +2 and kind of finish the game. So how do we get there? Well, we obviously run our extermination protocols. I should say I am Warpforge level 20, so I do have the defense spell that gives me a -2 cost to my first stratagem, first stratagem that turn. So that's definitely worth getting if you can for this deck. It's not essential. The other one will work fine with it, but I do play that. So we've got 2 extermination protocols, we have 2 reanimations, we've got quite a lot of remnant cards that benefit from that in this deck. Obviously the 2 reconstitutions, these are super important, particularly for bringing back either a flanker that we need, or usually I'm looking for Lich Guards, Hex Marks, or indeed the Ghost Arks if we go late game with them. We do run 2 Tesla Immortals, and I actually think these are some very good 2-drops in the game right now. First of all, they have Blast 2, which is brilliant in an Orc meta, and they have the 3 health, which is vital for the 2-drops, and it has Remnant. So your opponent probably wants to get rid of this a bit more than he does with the Necron warrior. So they're really good 2-drops. I've got 1 Gauss Immortal. I'll be honest with you guys, this is the main flex spot in the deck. So when I was playtesting, I actually ran the 5-drop that has 7 health and gives you a reanimate stratagem every turn. You could run that, but I did find that I had quite a lot of 5-drops in the game in the deck, and I don't know. I've gone to Gauss Immortal. I think I'm slightly preferring just having another guaranteed early game drop, but you could absolutely run that card. You could even run a second protection protocol, so that's very much the flex spot in the deck. Similarly, if you are missing other cards in the deck, you could run a second Ghazghkull. It fits quite nicely. It's got three range attack, which again means with the Triarch Stalker that would have 5, so it's got some pretty good synergy in the deck. We do run obviously the 2 Toonblades, the 2 Praetorians. These is like standard, some of the best 3-drops in the game, and pretty much every Necron deck plays them, and not too much to say there. I do run a single Curse. Curse is just helpful when we're dealing with those really big units. Of course, we can combine it with Hexmark Destroyer or Scythe Assault late game for a big AoE, but we don't always have to use it that way. It's there to basically help us clear the board when we're in a pinch. We run 2 Destroyers, just fantastic in this meta for clearing out essentially any non-flyer really. It's huge, right? 5 melee attack with flank is huge. That can clear out all sorts of units. Chronomancer's pretty good in this deck. Why is he good in this deck? Well, as I say, we do end up reanimating a lot of things, so things like Gauss Immortals and Tesla Immortals. If you've got the Chronomancer down and you reanimate them, they can attack. The other reason is obviously the Ghost Arks, which are pumping out Necron Warriors. Even better if those Necron Warriors are coming out with flank, right? So Chronomancer's very, very solid. If we can get him hidden behind a Lynch Guard, then that's game winning essentially. Of course, we run 2 Doomsides. Again, every Necron build does, and it just helps us with the anti-flyer problem. Lich Guard, really, really solid. We want to try and get this. I would mulligan to keep this, but I would keep this and I would look for early game generally in my mulligan for sure. And the Scythe Assault is to give us a little bit of AoE, a little bit of clear. Of course, we can combine that again, as I said earlier, with the Curse. Hexmark is fantastic in this deck. It's really what helps us kind of turn the corner. What we don't want to be doing is attacking face with our Warlord. We are playing like a control deck essentially, like playing on tempo, but we're not an aggro deck by any means. We're trying to actually get into the kind of mid to late game, and that's where we take over when the Hexmarks. So you should be planning your Hexmark turn a few turns ahead. Sometimes I see Necron players kind of, I don't know, throwing away their cheap stratagems and not thinking about kind of like the combo with Hexmark. Hexmark can really help you turn the game around, and then you can drop your game winning stuff in afterwards. So that's when the Ghost Arks come in. Ghost Arks are fantastic in this deck, and you're going to see in the games that we're going to show you in a minute. They're super awesome. And then we do run a single methodical destruction. Again, you know, I feel like you could run a second one quite easily. Maybe we could drop the Gauss Immortal, but for now I'm finding that 1 is enough. And of course the 2 Triarch Stalkers to finish, buffing basically everything from our Warlord through. I really rate the Triarch Stalker. I think it's such a good card, and in this deck it's been very, very powerful because, like I said, the number one thing about the Necron Warrior is that it has the 3 range attack. So if we've got loads of warriors down with 5 attack each, they just win the game. Simple as. So yeah, so that's the deck, guys. I say, really do actually think this is not just a fun deck. I think this is like slightly memey, right? But like I said, I'm winning with this in the top 10. Like, I'm playing top deck, so it can absolutely do okay. I would definitely recommend taking this for a spin. And yeah, I hope you like this one. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and let's jump into some games and see how this one does. Oh boy, Ghost Ships versus Ghazghkull. Let's go. Right, so I think we will keep hold of the Lich card. So we don't want to attack. Question is, are we the control match or not? If depends which Ghazghkull build we're facing, really. I think we'll do this to stay up. Stay on the curve. Probably hero powers now. Next turn we can call on hero power. The Relentless March has begun. Slowly coming through the initial... Oh, wait a minute. Do we even need to do that? Probably shouldn't, right? We probably should just hold on to it. We'll take 2 damage. Don't get me wrong. Don't want to be taking a lot of excess damage. So we'll see. See how we come through. Okay. That looks to me like a decent Doom Scythe turn. Because he's trying to tempo us. So we'll do that rather than dropping the Lich Guard. Still running Green Horde with Ghazghkull, eh? Well done for having it. Do we like... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to survive at the minute. Oh, high rolls me as well. Oof, this is gonna hurt. Oof. Wow, we messed that up. I needed that to die. Oh boy. Yeah, we totally balls that up. Okay. Yeah, he wins. We should have hit the one that had 3 so that it died, and then we could have reanimated it and killed another one. We could have cleared the board then. Which kind of only matters if he's only got swing twice spell. Squeak. Okay. he 50-50? They're mucking about. It's always good to try and play 2 against orcs when you're putting like a big unit down. Try and get more down so that he can't just mucking about it. At least make him think about it. I think I should have done that the other way around. I think I'd have rather played that, but I don't know. There's no way he's actually let me back into this game, is there? This is going to be a Will of Gore. So we play this, right? And then we just literally drop one of these. Don't even need to use curse. Just whack that. Whack that. Oh god. There's no way are we going to come back and win this game, is there? Against Ghazghkull and Uruk Thraka. With our Ghost Ships deck. Nemesor! Nemesor! You were the answer all along, were you? Here comes the Will of Gore. Oh, he searches with a prophet. Yep. And then he finds the Will of Gore. Can we all die a horrible death? Oh. Unless he got like... Yeah. He didn't get it. Ah! He kills the Necron Warrior. With the no mucking. You're right, Ghazghkull. You're definitely not. There's no mucking about with you. Ooh. Plenty more of those Necron Warriors where that one came from. This is the Relentless Horde, I'll have you know. Oh, he didn't let me drop my tri-out and blast you to death. GG, Daydream. GG. Right then, let's play some ghost ships. So we don't really want to start with that, or that, or that. Let's see if we can get something a bit better. We're playing against Giant Killer. One less. We get a free. Do we want to do that? Do we want to get one less per turn? Let's just play a normal game. Look at these 2 reanimation protocols, they're helping this hand. Okay. So the blast is going to be a bit of an issue, particularly early on here. See, couldn't even reanimate that because he could just take it out with his hero power, so that's a real issue. Not a lot we can do at the minute. So we want to play the Lich Guard. Oh, it's not going to matter actually, because that's going to be dead, isn't it? I was just thinking about positioning, but it's not going to matter. Drop the Tomb Guard. This looks like the Ecclesiarch's deck. Has released a guide today, so it could well be. Okay, so I think I'm going to finish that off with him and just keep this guy on full health. And I also want to save the extermination, because that might go quite nicely with the Hexmite Destroyer. So I don't want to throw that away. Can take the 3 health for now, I think. Also, I really hated the positioning of this. Thinking about it, that should be over here, because now we're in blast range. Ugh. That's not kind. Oh, I'm glad he did that at least. So we'll ping that. We can always bring the Lich Guard back. Yeah, it's Ecclesiarch's deck. So I kind of feel like I want to bring Lich Guard back now. I think we want to like play this. So do we want Lich Guard over here? It's a question of whether we want to protect our health or protect our warrior. We might want to start thinking about protecting the warrior, given that we might be able to start either pulling out. We can either pull out the Ark and start building some warriors, and then try Stalker. That probably is the correct order. Or you go Stalker for the tempo. I don't know. Depends what we need. Interesting. Range attack. He's trying to pick that off then. Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. That's very good. I'm also tempted to put this here. Just do this. Spawned in, of course. Oh god. Oof. It's a good deck. This Chaos deck is really good. It's kind of like the Ecclesiarch's deck, but instead of Abaddon. Just enough to finish it off. Here we go, here we go. I guess we lose to like a second spawn and the is it Vengeance? Card that buffs your unit. But he has got to have second spawned. Because we've just seen 16 cards still in deck. Do we think he's got it? Let's see, boys. Has not got it. Okay, so we can do like that. And then just basically, if we just smash this, get it out of the way. That should leave us. Let's do it with a Triarch Stalker, eh? Kaboom! Let's do it with our face. That's awesome. That was a great game. That was really cool. And he had a pretty good Chaos deck. I quite like that deck. It was good fun. Okay, Ghost Ships versus Ghazghkull. Battle of the G's. Let's go, let's go. Dayton. Playing Dayton. And we're definitely going to take this stratagem. Although it's not brilliant with this deck. Probably still the better option overall. So the Tesla Immortal is pretty good against Orcs. this the turn to use this? I'm not actually sure if that's correct. Part of me thinks I should have held that for Hex Destroyer, to be honest. But he was going to have a... I could have taken out 2 because I had the Destroyer. Yeah, maybe that was a bit hasty. Maybe that was a bit hasty. Yeah, I think I should have attacked with the Destroyer and my Warlord, taken out 2 of them and saved that for the Hex Destroyer. Just a little bit too eager there. Just needed to think it through a bit. Oh dear. Yep. Now, we can clear the board here, I believe. We have to take... do we have to take 3 to face? Let's just think about this for a second. If we take 3 to face, we clear the board and we put the Tesla down. I kind of want to save this to... Yeah, I think we've got to do it that way, to be fair. We could have obviously pinged and saved 3 health, but I think we need to save that to combo with the Destroyer, really. Along with Hero Talent, we can deal with something with 4 health doing that. Okay. Okay. I think we might be seeing Squig Buggy here, because he really needs to deal with this. I kind of wish I didn't have to commit it so early. Oh, I mean that's a yeah, okay. Take it, I'll take that. Yeah, he's got to get rid of it. So now we can play out this, and we can play out this. Which if he's sitting on... no mucking about, presents a 50-50. He's just used the Scorcher, so it's difficult for him to get around it on the AoE. Okay. That means he can clear it, but he can't clear the Remnant unless he's got a flanker. Oh, he will have Gorks anyway. Oh, baby. And the thing is, we can stalk it into Warlord Talent here, and that puts a lot of pressure on him. Or we could even do that, you know. Quite tempted to do this and then set up with the Stalker. That gives us a lot of power on board. Okay, so let's just get rid of this first. Do we play the Stalker now? Is there actually any point in doing that? I don't know if I want to waste this though. Go on then. He's so happy to see that Grot alive still. Grot takes out the Doomshive. What a hero. I mean, I'll take that. I'll take that. That can just hit this, please. Oof. Okay, I'm happy to see that. I'm very happy to see that. Give me that Lich Guard. Oh no, that was the wrong one. Never mind. Hopefully we've got him next turn. He's used one Warbiker, right? Yes, that's a good no mucking about. We got the Ghazghkull boys with Nemesor. Nemesor Zandrake, top 10. No problem. No problem, Ghazghkull. Ghazghkull, no problem. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Well played. GG.